I cannot remember how many times I've seen the original Star Wars trilogy, largely because the first time I saw them was before I could count higher than 6. Needless to say, I surpassed the amount of viewings a long time ago. However, I will never forget that first time. Christmas 1997 was one of the last times to see the original trilogy in its original form via the Faces video set. If you guys begin a multi-part saga to get ready for Force Awakens in December, please note something stands out at me in special edition I'll point it out, but I'm mostly going to be focused on story, characters, technical models being their initial release. Also, since I already reviewed the Phantom Menace, which we released in 2012, I'm not going to be covering it again. So get started with a film that really needs no further introduction, Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. We get one of the most iconic shots in science fiction, maybe in all film, where we're located on the Tantive-4, escaping from the Imperial Star Destroyer with the stolen plans of the Death Star. While the Tantive-4 may have been physically larger than the one from the Star Destroyer, Jackson played a voice-protected trick to help start off a saga of a rebel alliance fighting against the evil Empire. Tantive-4 is crippled and boarded by stormtroopers, and C-3PO immediately caught in the crossfire of them and the rebel guards, but they were able to walk through it without getting hit once. Darth Vader's entrance, even though his presence is not as big as in the other films, you know he means business when he walks through the door. Slow action is strangling kept Antares to death with her plans and throwing his his body against a bulkhead. Princess Leia, Pepe Carey Fisher, hides a plans at R2 and he is 3PO escape on the surface Tatooine escape pod. Going to try to shoot down, but see how to attacks no life forms. Yes, I am well aware of the irony of the fact that the gunner had been so thrifty of ammo, they would have saved themselves a lot of trouble. As Captain Vader sees right through her facade, while the officer doubts she divulged the location and plans of the rebel base, Vader's trying to make her talk. Sending the attachment downstairs to Tatooine to cover her plans, to be picked up by some jealous, sold family Luke Skywalker, played by Mark Hamill. While he may be a bit whiny here, that slowly goes away, of course, the film in the saga, so I have my first experience learning to recognize character development. He was being stuck on a farm when he wants to do great things, and the rebellion is shared by anyone being stuck in a situation they're in and wanting to do other things. Sometimes upon laying a message, and give trying his regular secretary takes message a bit too literally. Keeps repeating the feeling in her face, help me Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. Next, everyone is attacked by Tusken Raiders, sand people do well, but they're driven off by a figure in a cloak. Oak with the word that's different depending on which version you watch. Which, they do indeed fight Obi-Wan Kenobi, where it takes someone to just hut and tells on the table Luke's father, who's a Jedi Knight and a good friend, as well as the best star pilot in the galaxy. Then presents Luke with his first lightsaber. The Vice managed to capture how the series had both elements of fantasy and science fiction. She's the weapon of a Jedi, not as clumsy a weapon as a blaster, an elegant weapon of a more civilized age. Obi-Wan then uncovers a full message, which reveals a plan inside R2, and they must be brought to Alderaan. Luke is encouraged to learn about the Force and to feel that bind unites everything in the galaxy. On the Death Star, a group of officers debate about the rebels' levels of threat and given how they made off with their plans. Grand Moff Tarkin, played by AP Cushman, is also has been dissolved, and powers are going to the regional governors. Fear will keep the systems in line. Fear this battle station. Vader also shows he has very little tolerance of failure, as he foreshocks another before Target orders him to stop, rather than to crush rebellion with one swift stroke. Luke also discovers the stormtroopers have destroyed his home, kill Uncle Owen and Baru. Teacher says accompany Obi-Wan to Alderaan. There's nothing for me here now. One of the ways of force to become a Jedi like my father. The reach Mos Eisley, and how busy it depends on which version of the film you watch. With the digital HD release, I can imagine Disney double dipping with the theatrical version when it gets close to Force Awakens coming out, so be following the artistic vision in terms of style. Like a cantina scene, if I ever own a bar, I want to have this music playing. Also, one change was Lack Cervic and a Wolf Mask, where I look at our costume shop was gets replaced with an even smokier Space Hulk had numerous theatrical version, special editions. When Luke runs afoul of a couple of wanted men, when one of his points he has a death sentence on 12 systems, get one of the couple scenes that help push Arena over to PG, with the other being Owen and Bruce's deaths. Man is cut down and the Willis man has his arm cut off. Han Solo, played by Harrison, one of my favorite roles of his, agrees to fly to Alderaan on Chewbacca, Millennium Falcon. And I suspect the Parsecs heavily imply Han is screwing with them. I definitely notice how Luke scoffs at this notion then and bends his right through it. While I share with has point much contention with special editions, Han's being a Greedo. My theory is as follows. Han's able to outdraw a Greedo under the table as he left on a shot of him cocking his blaster, because they're showing just a reflex thing, a dead man's trigger, if you will. Another new scenes add for special edition of Hobby with Java, don't CG1 for prequels. Even though it's a bit all count your blessings. I should have to come here before being done with an old man in a fur coat. Way less cool than a hut. Millennium Falcon is by far one of the favorite starships in the series, both inside and out. The daring escape of Mos Eisley puts a smile on my face every time I see it. Clearly inflated outrunning Star Destroyers at 0.5 past light speed. One of the biggest scenes in the movie, where Tarkin presents Ultimatum Leia. Just for the opportunity to manage the location of a base, or the test is a 5-pound Alderaan. When Leia complies, Tarkin goes through it anyway. This is the time when Leia is horrified by this, as he says simply sign order in effect. So, as he goes off the deep end, he has all destroyed a massive explosion. And as Hayne and his action gets a very subtle reaction from Obi-Wan as Luke trains. Since it disturbs in the Force, as a million voices of quiet and terror are suddenly silenced, fear something terrible has happened. Luke continues training, and the Falcon meets George Vector Voldemort as they pulled into the Disaster's Bay via tractor beam. They send a scanning crew aboard, they steal the infos to stormtroopers and give away and plan to get out. Ben decides to deactivate tractor beam one of the power terminals while everyone stays behind. Yet R2 discovers a Prince and Luke contrary to rescue her, while the droids stay behind. A little bit that I find amusing is that Luke's quickly can't see out of the stormtrooper helmet on his equipment and finds a separate mark camel. Same with Han trying to dissuade the guards at the shootout and the detention block. This one just glanced at the script, hence why there are more stamens and localized pauses in his delivery. The other thing that's fun is when finding that the sound data aren't. Example is Luke flees Leia, as a little short for a stormtrooper. Another, a shootout and detention block, 3PO blows his way past stormtroopers as Luke and Hunter escape in the garbage. Such a reason why we don't see anyone with a creature with an eye and a tentacle is because the version was less designed effect. Decided all one needed was he mentioned a 5-year-old and the message done for you. Hunter manages to shut down the garbage man just in time as the escape continues as Luke, Leia, Han, and Chewie power and head back to the Falcon. Obi-Wan manages to deactivate the tractor beam, but the repair stands his way as we get one of the first many lightsaber duels of the franchise. May not seem like much now by the time with those type, besides still works with their characters, though a wizard confronting his former student and Mr. Typeface now against his master. Let's get the first establishing of how colors contrast between them. Later Giant Fear occurs cooler colors like green, blue, while red has effectively been linked to dark side from this point forward. Even as the others reach the Falcon, Kenobi, if this knows his last fight and sacrifices himself to start his escape. There's little time for Luke to grieve, as Han points out we're not out of this yet. This leads to a fight with the TIE fighters, still manage to live no matter how bad I feel on a given day. Falcon to the M4, and then where the Empire is tracking them. One begins making plans to attack the Death Star, the thermal exhaust port pathway on torpedoes. Luke takes the sky, summons Wayman, and then some of the course of the film on Luke's squadron. Mention Tilly's Big Dagger's Lighter, and of course Jack Porkins. That last one is well known for his girth, as was burned the first one to die in the assault on Death Star. The assault on the X-Wings and TIE fighters is by far one of the most recognized scenes in film and one of the most copied. So knowing that it was inspired by the classic from the Dambos, which I may look into sometime. Death Star continues to approach the M4, he uses Untied to eliminate the other pilots, thus putting the battle solely on Luke's shoulders. As reaches Luke beyond the grave, he stuns his target computer and lands a shot with another help from Han. This leads to a shot synonymous with victory. The Death Star displays massive fireballs and runs to crush over the efforts. When the battle may be over, the war has just begun. So begins the epic tale of my favorite film franchise, Star Wars. Film was over decades the ideal children's fantasy, inspired by the film serials of Lucas' youth. Even some of the behind-the-scenes material had a very trouble production, to a point where many thought the film was a chance to set a kiddie movie. Instead, it ended up becoming one of the most successful and beloved film series of all time. Didn't even get to have the elements why I love this film. It is that important to me. As the years past and first came to theaters, I'll continue to keep loving as I anticipate new films in the saga. While waiting for Force Awakens, keep an eye on The Empire Strikes Back because the other saga I haven't viewed yet. May the Force be with you.